With me in the studio, my man in term, Lucius at me, extreme left. Abanipa, Lucius, Maakye. Maybe I'm and of course, the only innocents are on your innocence. Maybe me trying to run this no one. All right, so yeah, share the latest issues are started popping back that has to do with the National Service Authority. About two top officials, the Director General and the Deputy, OCSB and gives you a worry. Now, the Attorney General, I charge you, but Baminya at the gentleman kind of bear 1 minute to be Naminja Monafi, or Mutumi any home como. Now, it says that the Office of the Attorney General has filed charges against two top former directors of the National Service Authority. This comes on the back of the corruption scandal that allegedly defrauded the country of about 653 million Ghana cedis. Now, I'm going to go into the substance of the issue. OCSB entry faces 14 counts of alleged role in what is one of the largest financial loss cases in the recent memory. These charges include financial loss to the Republic, with a flagship charge of accusing him of authorizing the payment of allowance to more than 60,000 non-existent national service personnel, resulting to a loss of 500,861,744 Ghana cedis. Now, he also faces multiple counts of stealing, totaling about 8,256,000 on specific dates between August 2023 and May 2024. Mr. Entry also further accused of misusing projects funds by authorizing the withdrawal of 106 million from the NSA Kumawu Farm project accounts on 5 occasions without spending a cedi on the project. And see, no. But the final one, the state also alleged he committed money laundering by transferring about 8.2 million Ghana cedis directly to his personal e-switch accounts and taking possessions of the funds, knowing that they were proceeds of crime. Now, the approximate amount of money Akwakodi OCSB Attorney General and the Nature Home so about 615,117,744.02 pesos. Eno, and as I say, Attorney General, and the Attorney so say, Wabosa Agan, Wabokrono, Efa NSA Honomo, Asa Chrono, and no, and on Babidi. Now, so gives a worry there also a buyer. Now, not only the end the prosecution alleges that she took control of a private company that is Block of Life Consorts and generated a list of 9,934 goods names from the NSA system. And also, she then approached the Agricultural Development Bank, falsely claimed her company had supplied goods to those ghost names and needed a loan using the existent allowance as collateral. This led to her orchestrating of a loan agreement between ADB and the NSA, that is the National Service Authority, resulting to about 31.5 million Ghana cedi disbursement directly into her company's account, and subsequently transferred 22.9 million Ghana cedis to of this money into another company's account where she was the director. It is see as the canny in Nakwa say or no quantity and so it's about 38,458,244.87 Ghana cedis, and also a buying and nature master. So these are the top 2 officials from the Ghana the National Service Authority as see Omohon Akwakodi Adwa Attorney General and this has to go away at the abo. In any home Kobokakra. Lucius, my starting through home, meaning say when you're the background here.
Okay. That's it. My info questions na Minchia, what you for? Na Minchia NDC for so about the bra. Be here na issue NSS issue ade ba ko a meya ewo ho say say empempi no yeah say ye pese emma me can say because of gift choware na no
me ma uzara okay
enti emma mum ye pese emma enya baabi gina oh anka ne no na say emma no ye sisibe
okay
enti this time ye pese
Mami can start and free a hand. Mami, quick one or hand. Na mema who details be na for me. We are not so about her. So according to the brief facts of this case, Owari, that is Owari Mensah, who oversaw the NSA Finance and Procurement Department, allegedly engineered a scam involving NSA's marketplace platform, a system designed to provide a high purchase service to the service personnel. So the prosecution also alleged that he took so I heard medical kind had say. But quick one before some more about Mamema innocent any kind enter home kakra and fama menafi so then we can come to you.
Yeah. Jebi, I mention what here for. Now menka say these are some of the topical issues that are taking over the space Ghana for Obia Kahwasem. My culture said if we be able to advance as a country, we need to make corruption at the FN graft a high risk venture. Nipa daseni akomano so obekwakuram. And before elections, Abufu Ghana for the Koto Abanina mainly was driven by the passion to get the criminals who have stolen from this country prosecuted.
Sure.
And until now, when President Mahama took over and people were not seeing any action, you could see that sort of, abambuo on the side of the people. But Maakye said the wheels of justice are grinding slowly. Here we are once again. One of the most topical issues has finally come to the table. The Attorney General today is ready. The persons involved have been formally charged and the court proceeding is beginning. And I think that we are Ghana near is a sign of relief because Maakye said, say punish people who commit crime of this magnitude, and people hide behind political power, political influence, the kind of affiliation alliances and the kind of political prominence on the rise to capitalize on that particular influence. Now because over the years it's a nema yabu ye gusu na dia baby we baby ya baby through and Ghana ni bia not expect to say the John Mahama government will be very brutal front and not taking up some of these issues, Now Ghana, that particular Ghana, can take a sign of relief and akuma beton say now the show is about to begin. And when you walk into some of these criminal engagement activities of these individuals you repose who state authority, power and resources into them. I had a trust, no confidence, a tie chile say, you the 2 miamao. Ko abansika kodi abanyanim. Na ye neema ne nhihye ye betimi aboa ma the average ordinary people na amanfo omuni hope. Benya hope. And neema beko yama o man na yetimi akoya nim no. These people turn enterprise of government into a cesspool of some kind of a shitty way. Omono yusu to advance personal, neema ombenya. And it's a what's na Kroma had a track record. Way at some point in time, Nam Kroma throwing herself around and a quarter football team. Now I'm 40 radio TV. So now where the monies were coming from, people were not even your friends are checking in as a form. Here we are and crank to a move free university aba ya post you more national service. Or musikes ya the moment over the years. People are complaining. Because so we are NSS personnel, we bet me behind down wa crack and a problem because we behind them catch us here 1 year, 2 years, but the person is doing 1 year national service. And the 1 year na can na better man and papa na better. But the system will force you to go and rent a room for 2 good years. The nipa do go through all the struggles we are. But some meswa sika obenya 700 Ghana cedis. For 2 people to sit at the office. And still 653 million national service personnel sikana at the moment could have been doubled a bit to ya. But James Sikana can't want some the monies involved in this particular case, your friend is saying why only Sikana can't want some now 53 million Ghana cedis. That is what was trumpeted in this particular country. But Sika we are 600 million plus the Wyoming cash. 600 million plus the Wyoming cash. And I can't want them. nipa mienu and a tenasia they orchestrated this particular heinous crime against this particular state. And to obiti baby na wadwene so aban na asesa and people are witch hunting and asefo. This is what Ghanaians voted for. Ghanaians voted for John Mahama to do some of these things, take some of the toughest decision just to ensure that we punish crime. Say I deter people say governance, and yet avenue to make money or an enterprise where you come and foolishly amass wealth for yourself. And then look at the way a man at this particular crime well orchestrated. I told you, sir.
60,000 non-existent national service personnel, resulting to a loss of 500 million plus.
And Maka said there is no smart person who establish systems and institutions. Because chrono I go through bank transaction, I go through transfer, I go through e-switch and then as for there is no way you can cover your back because system no you're not builder here always it will give you up at the signature, the back trace, everything is there. And it's a we in Tanzania who use bank and who use any other system about me I say me no be and then look at how these people stole the money. 60,000 people are among your national service and I just saw moving ghost names in the good system and I pay binum double. And then 60,000 unko date of birth for more year a beer the 1 year nipa 1,000 at the 1 year among your national service
1 year
under 1 year ye national service na we obi a we nyansania o bok onkwase akro no we ye wo te ho asem wifi yetimi ko internet na yakwase am for pictures e be free Kenya e be free Burkina Faso na yasese o mo anim na edi na we internet na de asase ye
e the 60 years
na do ma be national service na ye tu o mo ka because they are able to transfer all the money into a single e-switch account. And I say you too big, but it's coming to the same person. And the very people who are supposed to live life for better me inspire my young people out there, no, and now national service. The young people who go to various offices, no, they don't even train them on the job. You koto credit breme, koto koko breme, that foolish errands, no, so you do your national service and come home without even having a single experience, because to them you are just an errand boy. Yes, small, a man for more use, no more use, and the benefit in Ankasakra and Krania, because Panini not to order near, also making sure say and Krania bet me train you momo savvy. And see who be a better experience, you know, or no, he's busy out there stealing and robbing the state. Why are you busy? And this is the reason why Maakye said we need to make corruption a high risk venture. So for me, I think that this prosecution, I'm yet to see anybody who will come and cry for say political witch hunting. The money's involved, you know. Almost a particular region. Because 53 million. Ghana cedis and I come once them. Sasike a bag him the swat, Nipa was studio, Yentimina, baby. How can two individuals sit there and orchestrate such a crime? And it's not justice. JB, there are several of such cases. Yet, sorry, trainer and from Yenibi, as a quabrane or Kofa trainer, F Sky, F now more than my trainer and from Winnibi, also quiet trainer and Wiem, and who seek 2 million. And that's here, your friends say young who wants them in there. So I think that these are the harsh realities. As a yakam was a Magana for who say politics and now good year. We must begin to let people bear responsibility for their own action, for their own crimes. So like some of these issues are and never cover the problems. So Attorney General in the team, let me commend them. Because over the years, Ghana for some of these things and near my Ghana for so we need to move on and ensure that every single act of corruption be the cases must be line up. Now, young resources, the AG's department, making sure, say, all the resources that are needed just to ensure, say, you bet me, yes, I deal with, I bet me, because whenever you are dealing with black race, you are very dangerous people. We are very greedy and very selfish. And this one to me, I established the conventional red lines. Amanan to Amana who say, me bokronwa a whole consequences in there. Man will always do the unthinkable, and that is the reason why we must begin to make corruption a high risk venture. Them people in the present government, who also you take caution. So the same future awaits you, because so what by a crime punish you, another person will come and also punish you.
Innocent. So the issue is, yes, 600,000 non-existing national service personnel.
Yes.
That is the national service boss in Nankasa.
Yes.
and I give to what so area 10,000 on the year alleged 9,934.
Yes.
What need Nabuma is approximately like 70,000.
Yes.
But over the months near to say 80,000 ghost names.
Ghost names.
So where is the remaining 10,000 ghost names? When are you responsible for the 10,000 ghost names?
Sir, it's an ongoing digging away. So I think the investigations now air personal is what is unraveling all these things. I give us a closure because you can't go to court and be speculating. You need to go with absolute figures and numbers backed with evidence, payment, transaction, everything be back here. So I think that the investigation and I bring it to bear the other related issues. So I think that the court will have to examine all the critical fact, the evidence. Who say they bear some sort of an evidential value above, reproach and as for to be standing the test of prosecution in court. Because you see, one funny aspect, very often some of these cases, will travel in the court for years. At the end of the day, there is no closure. Ghanaians are watching because you see, the few, my country is Ghana, the sustenance of our democracy hinge on this particular John Mahama government because you see, when Akufo-Addo was in power, people lost every trust in democracy. That is why over the years, people were preaching coup d'etat, coup d'etat. So people want to see what John Mahama will do differently. I bet me a grounding Ghana for once again, and hope and your friends said that kind of way, our democracy. So now doing some of these things by making sure say people move here because these monies were meant for other stuff. Do you know the number of people who died because the state didn't have money and how to take money from pensioners? Do not stroke that them. Now no matter say Akufo-Addo number said the darkest decision the friend is saying DEP but the DEP was a deliberate orchestration out of certain foolish decisions some individual decided to take. Because as of the day, some of us were deemed anti-government some kind of way. People, he was even calling people sambalat and the same president too. So it's not as if it was a mistake. It was a deliberate orchestration. When Onua Nkasa the wafasi aye konoforata and what Jana Quatra baby, Onua Nkasa kura ya wunu mu a finance minister, he's unable to come back. That is what he did. So these are near mercy. Ama manfo ebinu ma baye janka ebia lusu ne papa ebinu ma lusu moja pade. These are the harsh realities. And we must begin to make sure say corruption becomes a high risk venture. Motivate you obia. Na make kwa China. You say agric minister this guy. I'm not sentencing it to death. I am not saying say sentence will be to death, but you see, JB, this particular money, the existing legal system now, a criminal system now, will make it possible for us to jail these people and retrieve our money. Because we cannot just put them in jail and make sure that 600 and something million goes scot free.
But this time the minister say we're there.
So wherever the money went, because there were people who were doing transfer. We $10,000 for command. That is what they were doing, transferring some of the money through bank and through back door. A man for ABBC for them no more Pakistan, Sicily and over millions of pounds. So these are cases I'm expecting the Attorney General to go there. Aberwa oncha pound, aberwa oncha dollar. Now ultimately, achichi sika on the dukum passing and as a form. We need to know where those monies are coming from because Donald Trump, American president, Uko be receive mawunya sika na enya no sile da pade mu. So what are we doing? You understand? For me, these people were able to take advantage of the system because system not creating enough incentive and motivation for people to commit this kind of political plunder, and they get away with it. We must begin to make corruption a high risk venture and send a message to somebody out there. And Ghana for also, let us Assemba, it is not about Nipani NDC or MPP ni. Let us tackle the person. Abraba waboni sika wafa. When we begin to politicize some of these things, now I went to a particular program now, man, for say, to me, political witch hunting. Even to ask that particular question is absolute nonsense because who doesn't know Nema Brante where do Kruma say? It must even ask that particular question. So you begin to color these things with political, sentiment, some kind of affiliation. We will lose sight on the core issues. So for me, I think that I commend the government, and it's not just this. We need to go ahead and make sure say every single give to a worry. National say scholarship secretariat. The same person in this another chrono and there are several other criminal
so the Okoko GB the demand.
Documents now one kind.
Scholarship.
Documents tie na make say the involvement in some of these things you know endorse because influence are not one influence peddling and as for you don't think those things are crime then as for kind of us all secure those things for herself and you see we need to do proper investigation and establish the ground rules and make sure say going forward you know crime is punished. It doesn't matter who you are, whether you are president, deputy president, minister, whoever. You're punishing, you're setting the basic rules now. I think some man will sit up and begin to do things differently.
But I call this so, but before so me call my main car say the local residents and the commercial drivers of Sumenya Pon Road, a so. Or Martin Tesukoko de Chiraban, Adaya Mokwan, and ye. Ntisana Kasaska, we commit me to be a bear 1/3 in pool, and the Coco Gusso Bats. I could declare Brand Bottom, and I'm ranting a demonstration. I
think saying, na me man Gusso, I'm a Babacano. I say, and Pempie Bodaru, say, Yemma, and Maakye. Na Benun Sono bin to me, Nyame. I do much idea or the Amabeno. Ben's will be to me, I used to say, Oshe, last week, ye of friends in law school, Lady Latifa Fusini.
Yes. ABA Fusini
Nebano.
Yeah.
I'll be now the overall best student, no. Ahu say, Yema, a Maakye, Mijidi say, be to me, aye. And so I crab bro a mema near a mema bimu air so. Entino say, ye bosada runa ye guso air champion for the affirmative action bill. Say ye be pass ye or parliament no. Na a bimon so ena machi agency who be say ya. Eba sa hadwe. Because okay, sa ayi lady yasem ya ye kanya. Uchimu say o si ni bo ankasa se obebo o man no kro no hwe un se eye somewhere June ho no ne attorney general be kan se on pesa obe rashe na why prosecution enti no oguso eje information se ne be ya se o prosecutor onimne why den oye enhwehwemu be da di say time a be hu say about 189 million bi afa bimun sa to anase ayawo NSS honum no home of the start say be investigation na investigation no mu no ni bebe hu say about nipa be 22 ho bon wa asem no out of the 22 no ne ba nkasa be sha ase say ebi mo ko attorney general office sha ase say bebe kan bi woman kasa say bebe ya dansefo a che say yes e true say sika sumasi no ye wiae anase ye fae na mom kwan a ye fa so a ye wi sa sika no endi enti ndenu say obehwe a enipa 22 no emu be 8 to say 5 ne be ye ehwehwemu sesia what ya say ne say ohwe so asane asem nsitie no ebi mo a eka ho aba se be ye adansefo ede ama asem no attorney general no pese o che say sa nkrofo no de be de no kame akwati say e minimum akakra no inside say o hwe criminal offences act na ye amended no in 2022 na the act 1079 no che say ye won ye frɛ no plea bargaining enti nipa no enim say why e bone de na mum metimi aba na de kokoam no ye nsiesi na bi akwadu bi ananka ode bomi a say ebi anka obe madam for ebi 5 years krampo na obetimi aden obetimi ate so enu mom ni ekofa we na ba ntinde no sa plea bargaining no batimi aya ma enhwehwemu aba beda di say sa sika bi na eyira ye aba beye 189 million no emu be 80 million bentimi ntrezi
wow
what you say emu be 80 million no bentimi ntrezi homom ni sa Mr. Osasibe Director General nankasa ni issue no nso ba mu because be who say all the 2 checks
okay
wa sign the 2 checks ayi ababe 22 million afisas kanu what you say na give to what issue na ye ka ho asem no de 5 charges ne be the ball no baako stealing na ayi Criminal Offences Act 1960 no Act 29 section 124 na cross 1 home ni be stealing no charge no say wa abo man no kro no then you be fa offense money laundering. Yes, and another one. And so using public office for personal gains.
Yes. Then
the other charge also causing financial loss to the state. And so about 5 charges.
Yes.
What you say? So charges now but the board now for chrono dear. Now be far causing financial loss to the state now. Dear young kasa say 1 o yusu enipa na company be about register no about 2016
blog of life consult.
Yes, blog of life consult. George something or the Paul.
Okay.
No yusu sa George and I know as one of the directors. Never call ADB. Say national service for no. Yetimi high pitches. Edimabe. Neba ankasa nso betimi san ye den edi loan. Na mom loan na obeje no. Say otimi tua no within 1 year. What I say because national service no the whole national service program no 1 year.
Yeah, sure.
Enti no gift your ware no say onu mom high pitches edima national service for no. What I say enti no o tro say ohia sika about 78 million.
Okay.
And it's 78 million no. Ni ADB for no try the man says 78 million nya dia. Ni sabet me aka because say ntete ne ye tete obi a ye won ye fe no affordability. Affordability no wontimu enti obi more than 50% of near ono no je bosome.
Yeah.
It should range from 33 to 50% of nipa no edge as nipi. What I say? Enti ehwamom no ono accept say obeji amount na be buy say be man na ne ye 31,502,910.40
so approximately like 31.5 million.
Good. Na it come with interest.
Yeah.
Enti interest no so nko ano about twice near na ono no edge and ne about 62 million na ho kan ye.
Okay, so the 60 with an accrued interest, her actions allegedly cost a total loss of 38,458,248 to the state.
Good. And you have sika ono oje ye na nkasa na.
So the 31 million.
Yes.
Interest and that's your 38 million.
38 million.
I see.
What you say? And into causing financial loss to the state, because one kasa we are 31 million. What you say? Oh, you sue 9,934 national service ghost names.
Yes, almost.
These are people who are not national service, but o generate national service central management system no. No the generate are ghost names no. No you sue edekwaje 31 million no. What you say? Enti wakwaje any interest by times 2 ebe kan ho. Enti ho ne causing financial loss to the state.
I see.
Ebam. So enti no sometimes no say yeah discuss bibi say ya. Na say what national hwe kro no amanfo ebo oman. Na ubisa ho say hwe national service for ikrampo a ye ka ho asem yi no. Obi na no abaya ya bekoye ayi picketing wo Ministry of Health.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
say
yes.
The national service ni na nsa anka ni skada. Enti ba be ye service na ankasa no. Ye ntua beka. Na mom saman bia ono no ti ba bia ye nim no. Saman twentwen on san samanfo no atimi age close to 70 million. And it doesn't make sense.
Well, that's a saman back 600 million, almost like 500 million plus.
What you say?
Saman Ketu also need about 31 million.
Good.
Say Gugunsa.
And me many Ivan that be about na here about issue of corruption and say the attack and say amount for ebe nya men can say maybe losing interest war nanado aban because of corruption na ekokọ so no enti na bi mu preach about offense say obi betimi ayi tuo e de age oman no and President Mama wabai no the last hope ye wo say sa corruption na anase corruption allegation cases na ekokọ so wo nanado amamu mu no yantumi an retrieve sa sika wi na say yetena ase a anhwe a ochena bi no yenti asem de o ti ase nya dia e beti asem de because o hwe sa sika wi a afa kwabrane nsatoa enye sika ketuo o ti ase ene Ivan kan no say o hwe ayi Wayomi case numpo a now the be compare we ya what him say we waste
when me sika na say 51 million right 51 million and we 653 million Ghana cedis
so 53 na that's no 53 na that's no
that's so why you sika
good eso say why you sika
outstanding 600 billion
you see me wahu adia ba ko a me kan say even though say offer offense free bargaining act no and I said the free bargaining act na yes sorry the fair bargaining act na e che say obi betimi aiden abakupuo mu enu aba be negotiate but you see Ghana for expectation bi eninti abeto abade ma president mama sa expectation no ye say yantimi amiti na say ye topal ho a de ebeba no enye free fair bargaining na say free bargaining no yes ye betumi aye but ma ye nya ne say time bia no a bia ye be say ye be prosecute obi no because na say what say matopoku prempe ka say ya okoyoku what you say and ka hwan kwani nim say okoyoku nya say so one ne kan ya this is somebody offense mass set issue ebon won ho laptop teacher for laptop and so bon won ho because be san koto offense past questions
yes
past question book ba ku bia cost 78 Ghana cedis book ba ku past question book ba ku bia 78 Ghana cedis enti san krofo we mu nyina nenam ho Jenti a Ghana for hwe so eto abama president mama no sa niema we mu bi enti mimom no mesusu say ma yenson ho mra na eda ho no mra no edoso ma yensu mra ba ko se plea bargaining na ochina bi nipa no ba no aba be hu
but even with the plea bargaining there are a lot of aspects within the plea bargaining you mentioned so but there are a lot of issues within the plea bargaining so you can't say plea bargaining you don't just go say Maria Obensi Kente me bana me no aba negotiate there are a lot that goes into it
but that is what they are doing
yes
what you mention as because otie attorney general ne ono no ka say I think say the deputy no okay say out of the 22 now be allege say corruption no be ho bon wo mu no emu bi mo ba say fine no cre say ba wia na mo be willing say ba nkasa be san I serve as witnesses what you say no kan ho bi ni man ne abeduru ni pakuma bi a ye prosecute be
all right quick one
I think my time kakra na men can this particular issue I think you back and forth between the ministry and nurses and the backlog and I think my use opportunity na me commend the minister for health or team through where I'm making arrangement to pay these your friends nurses now
about 7,000 of them.
Yes, and I think there is a good move over there. And I think despite pressure now, Adiaman for the man or no, the young man is really doing a great job. But you see, Ghana, no, we are very reactionary people. Adiaba, yenya eye penny ye bi afi. Jebi, me better catch us say that particular Presidential Transition Act. We need to amend that provision and make sure say an outgoing president will not have the power to be putting people into the system.
Yes.
Especially handing over. That period they created this pool of individuals and abaya boss Messi so. Because one of Safumafo did a press conference when MPP took over. Can say NDC then in the spirit of good governance, you don't come and repeat the same thing. nurses alone, over 13,000 people were pushed within that period. So you see, politics with diligence. We don't have good conscience. So media say, let us amend the transition act and create a freeze period. And making sure say, within a particular period, either the two governments will work together or we don't allow your friend saying any backlog be and now so making sure that you don't own that person arrears. Within transition period, there should not be any arrears. Other government will come and inherit. See, to me, yes, I'm sure we will find a headway. Some of these back and forth, I think that's so better because we must begin to grow as a country. It's not all the time that issues no bar. Now you can't want some money repeat. I know the day nothing happens again. See, and to me, yes, I then you move on as a country from this near Frima. In the next 4 years, we will come back here and have same conversation, and nothing will change. And again, last one, your friend said. Maths and English, or what kind of quiz?
Maths and science.
Yes, but who said your friend said the Ministry of Health said we're making budgetary allocation 9 point something. Say science and maths quiz. Let me be someone said. It's not even supposed to be a government responsibility to be giving money for that. This is something that has been running for 32 good years. So are we saying that we can't set up a board that will go and look for money and make sure that we run that particular thing independently? Because sir, America got talent, British got talent, you'll be a got talent, you'll be a registered company, and even the TV rights alone generate a lot of money. Sir, your friends say mass and science quiz, can't we just create idea and run it, now making sure that even the TV rights alone will be sold to a particular TV station like Onua, Monkwana more the TV right to show it, and then you go out and look for sponsors. Must it always be that buying this? We can't even think outside the box and answer saying because other private way to me run it. Is it? My way, I'm here.
Yeah, Juma my friend Nasifo.
No. You do back.
Ghana's most beautiful.
Ghana's most beautiful. This is a private entity or multi-how, but you are able to run this particular thing every year, get sponsorship. Why can't government get the same thing? So I think we need to begin to think outside the box. Not always buying sika maya. Then science and maths. You've been running the thing for 32 good years. Plan B now making.
But I say, Baba, me quick birthday be had musina. So quick comment.
Yeah, quick one.
Within 2 minutes.
2 minutes, yeah. Me say our friend say minister no care say lady na oka obese say they should temper justice with mercy. I think say nipa be ya ni minister no aye no. You see sometimes no obu a hungry man is an angry man. Lady no if you were to be in her shoes you understand. I think say ade ba ko a lady na ntimi anye using the emotional intelligence. What I say at least come there na mum say utimi guided in some of the things that you do. What I say go obi okay say the national service are here for the whole 1 year. We are Trianica. Was saying about the start adjuma. Ne onya offenses. I'm not justifying or in any way trying to justify what she did, but sometimes it's also a caution to yana yakano. Okay. Say ubia ne obeye because after sad picketing who say lady bia or no mum and so complaining say ne rent crash won't amount for the econo emwa enti etisa ne beka say a friend say odi ahina akunsu what I say either say odi insuo no ne ahina beba ana say obeba nsapan enti lady no call odi ahina kunsu beto oba no amfa hwe amba beto bi so call wonya addition edema yenyina.
Right, but I say
hello million Ghana for your woman on able to say UK, US, Canada, Italy, Germany, Hamburg, Netherlands, Belgium. This year no learn 5 money transfer app no aba and this year yenyina no ye use send this sika e call Ghana. Na who use the send sika ko Ghana so free. Say your first time and now you should learn 5 app no e dey send this sika free amononi e dey call Ghana. Make sure say obey what me referral code no free man say wo UK na o send €50 obenya what €10 cash back. O US now o send $100 obenya what $20 cash back. over Canada na wo send $100 Canadian so a ubunya what $20 cash back na say wo Europe ankasa te say Italy, Germany, Belgium, Netherlands India keka ho so a na wo send €100 so a ubunya what €15 cash back. Abusua what you hear dey ko download the Lemfi app no na also enjoy Lemfi tawaji 2% cash back no. A promotion so I started that ebeko every year what 30th October. Now so fast send this sika fa ko Ghana if you send Lemfi tawaji.